Hey, you know what it is? This is Joker News here speaking. I've been talking about Tupac, Snoop, Suge Knight in my past videos. Go check that out. But I've been talking about this for a while, and I've been knowing what's going on. Now, Tupac's brother recalls Diddy calling him say he wasn't involved in the rapper's murder. Now, following the arrest of Dwayne Keefe D. Davis for the 1996 murder of Tupac, the late rapper's brother, Mopreme Shakur, said Diddy once called him to address rumors he was involved in the fatal drive-by shooting. In an interview with The Art of Dialogue, Shakur said Diddy reached out to him sometime in the 2000s. The boy Puffy called me, though, Shakur said. Puffy called me back in the day. He was like, I just want you to know, I ain't have nothing to do with your brother's murder. I know who you are, but we never met, and I just want to call you man to man and let you know that I ain't have nothing to do with your brother's death. Around the time of the call, the Los Angeles Times published an article that implicated Diddy in Pac's murder. Now, Shakur added, I told him I appreciate the call, but the truth has yet to come out, so we're going to see, he said. And so, back then, I wanted all the information I could get. I heard what he said, but, it's been so chaotic. Ain't know which way to go until you found out more information. He could have been trying to cover for himself, or he could have been sincere. Now, the article that Shakur mentioned was written by Chuck Phillips in 2008. It was later retracted because it relied heavily on the information that the Times no longer believes to be credible. Now, the article specifically relied on information perpetrated by the FBI and the reports that indicated Diddy orchestrated or ordered the attack on Pac in Las Vegas. Now, James Jimmy Henchman, Rosemond, Jaquez Haitian, Jack, and Agnet, and apparent Diddy associate James Sabatino were named in the alleged documents as the men behind the attack. Now, however, the Times wrote that the FBI reports were later believed to have been fabricated and that Sabatino concocted his role in the assault as well as his supposed relationship with Sean Combs. Now, the article made no mention of Dwayne Keefe D. Davis, who last month was charged with one count of murder with a deadly weapon in the killing of Pac. Now, police body camera footage of his arrest showed that he was asked by the arresting officers what he was being taken in for, and he replied, the biggest case in Las Vegas history, he said, on September between September 7th of 1996 to now of 2023. Now, in his 2019 memoir, Davis confessed he was in the vehicle from which the bullets that struck Tupac were fired. In an interview with The Art of Dialogue earlier this year, Davis claimed that he would never have been involved in Pac's death if he hadn't met Diddy. It really crashed two people's empires in one night, he said, implying that it brought down Suge Knight's empire too. He pitted us against each other, which was kind of smart. We're Crips and Suge was Bloods. Now, the Bad Boy Records mogul has been tied to Tupac's death ever since investigations launched in 1996 when his record label was involved in a bitter rivalry between Suge Knight's Death Row Records in the 90s and notably Pac's friend turned rival, the notorious B.I.G., was signed to Diddy's label. In 2011, LA Weekly reported that Davis told investigators that Diddy once offered him $1 million to kill Tupac and Suge. Diddy shared a statement with the outlet that read, "This story is pure fiction, completely ridiculous." Earlier this month, former Detective Greg Kading told Rolling Stone that it is highly unlikely Diddy is charged with the murder of Pac. Recently, 50 Cent has also suggested that Diddy was connected to the shooting. He was saying, so Pac got lined, is set to run from October 25th to November 10th, people. So, hey, get in line if you want to get that picture. But now, another crazy thing is that Los Angeles, California, Jada Pinkett Smith has come under fire for her comments about the late rapper Tupac Shakur. In a recent interview, the talk show host 52 claimed that All Eyes on Me hitmaker had alopecia, a condition that causes hair loss. Now, Pinkett Smith's assertion has ignited a storm of disapproval on social media platforms, with many scrutinizing the relevance and timing of her revelation. Detractors contend that if Tupac was truly distressed by his condition, as Pinkett Smith implies, it was not suitable for her to mention it so many years after his demise. One social media user questioned if he was uncomfortable with it, why bring it up now? This comment echoed the opinions of many others who believe the actress is taking advantage of Tupac's reputation for her own gain. Now, Jada Pinkett Smith says Tupac Shakur
would have publicly spoken about his alopecia if he were alive, Jada Pinkett Smith and Tupac Shakur reportedly shared a close yet non-romantic bond. Now, their friendship, which began during their teenage years at the Baltimore School for the Arts in Maryland in the mid-'80s, was marked by deep mutual affection. Now, however, there was no romantic spark between them. Pinkett Smith revealed in an interview that they once attempted a kiss but found it to be disgusting. Now, Pinkett Smith, who was diagnosed with the autoimmune disorder alopecia in 2018, has been a vocal advocate for raising awareness about the condition that leads to unpredictable hair loss. However, she recently stated that she doesn't believe Tupac ever publicly discussed his own experiences with the condition. The actress revealed to people that Tupac started showing symptoms around 19...
My brother Love, 50 wrote in a tweet. Now, referring to Diddy's brother Love moniker, haha, time to lawyer up. It might get sticky, he's saying. However, he was likely just reacting to the rumors circulating, once again, following Davis's arrest. I've always given a caveat to the whole Puffy Combs connection. Puffy's not built like Suge Knight, and I don't think Puffy was truly intentionally trying to get either Tupac or Suge killed. He said, I don't like Puffy. I don't think he's a murderer. Following Davis' arrest, Tupac's siblings released statements. Mopreme Shakur said the murder charges are bittersweet for a number of reasons, especially because it's taken 27 years for any arrest to be made. It didn't have to be this way. It didn't have to happen at all, he said. I hate even to have to live in the reality that my brother's not here. Justice is accountability. That's the sweet part and the bittersweet. And I'm bracing because it ain't over. And, it's sad, that people do that to each other. Like, rest in peace to Tupac and, much love for him because that guy had so much more music to throw out there too even. And by now, most of the internet has grown tired of the never-ending headlines surrounding Jada Pinkett Smith and her juicy new memoir, The Mother of Two, didn't hold back when reflecting on the ups and downs of her life from her marriage to Will Smith, which she's since confirmed has been them living separate lives since 2016, to her close friendship with the late Tupac Shakur. Now, though she says she didn't have romantic feelings for him, Jada is under the impression that the All Eyes on Me hitmaker was her soulmate, and also alleged that he struggled with alopecia similarly to her. Even before we knew the finer details of what was going on behind closed doors in Will and Jada's life, the internet often clowned the Fresh Prince actor for his wife's inability to let Tupac go. Things are only becoming more intense amid the memoir's debut, and still Will remains unbothered and focused on his own energy. Now, for her part, the Matrix actress continues to promote her book while linking up with other celebs, some of who've given her epic gifts. And among them is Fat Joe, who came through with an exclusive pair of Terror Squad Air Force One sneakers for Jada. Of course, she was happy to add the shoes to her collection, but there are still some who are trying to bring Tupac in such a TS. Initials on the kicks could just as easily represent the Baltimore native's full name as it does Joe's New York-based rap group. Now, elsewhere online, others have pointed out that they might even be seen as standing for the slap when Will struck Chris Rock across the face at the Oscars for insulting his co-parent. Now, the hottest topic in pop culture news this week has definitely been the controversy surrounding Jada Pinkett Smith's memoir, besides addressing her unconventional marriage to Will. Now, the Girls Trip actress also reflected on her past selling hard drugs as a teenager. Red Dipset, Alum Jim Jones' reaction to that. There's a video. I'll put it up in the next video, to keep you guys updated. But hit that like and subscribe and stay tuned for these juicy news.